Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. So then, what a weird old time we live in. I did a reading yesterday. I don't know if you noticed. I did one. And basically, I'm just chuckling to myself. It's like, no, I really did. Technically, I did two. One for the elite members as well, which continued it on. And there was something down here at the bottom. I can't remember specifically the cards, but it was kind of some sort of rationing of resources, maybe kind of like rolling blackouts was the example I was giving in the reading. And it hasn't even been 24 hours, and it has come to my attention that Tesco is now rolling out basically rationing, that they're going to trial the rationing in their stores. And I'm like, one, that's a bit scary. Two, much more importantly, a marvel at the magic trick happening. That's what I refer to it as a magic trick, yeah? And it's just amazing. So the reason why I'm highlighting it is because some people have asked me to try and keep a tab on the predictions that we've been doing on this channel and stuff like that. It's and when I do it, it's for those people. Okay, not to say those people. I'm just doing it for those, but just while I remember it, I'm bringing it up. Yeah, it's we talked about that. Blah blah blah. When it comes to mind. I'm not doing it from an arrogant point of view, but there was a moment today just before I sat down where I was like, "Oh, we're good sometimes. Oh, we're literally good." So it not like arrogant thing. It was just like I was enjoying it over my slurp of coffee, and it wasn't a bourbon biscuit today. It was a Fox's cream. They were reduced, so I was like, you know what? What? I'll savour how the other side live for a moment because they were reduced. But yeah, it was very nice. And they were actually quite nice to dunk as well in the coffee. It was surprisingly good. It was recommended if they're cheap near you with one of those yellow tags on. Anyway, I hope you're doing all right wherever you are in the world. You will hear probably bashing and crashing going on in the background. Neighbours are doing some more renovationary type things. I have no control of it. It is the thing, right? What I do have control of, and I am angry fist, is Erin Dawes has also gone around there to help out, which is lovely and community and all that good stuff. But he's blatantly sabotaging us for doing these readings. So if you hear noises, we're blaming her indoors, all right? Because they know better. Anyway, this reading, a question has come from Davidson, who asked, can you update on previous readings about Starmer resigning, mate? Why ain't this bad penny gone? Love and sweet kisses, no homo. Davison. Thank you very much, Davison. That's very kind of you indeed. And it's got 4 upvotes as well. Yeah, I can do all sorts of languages. Thank you very much. I'm highly trained in something. As soon as you can find it, that would help. Anyway, this is one that keeps coming back, and this is what I'm on about. Trying to, when I can remember it, kind of bring it back into focus. We're still on track, I believe. Well, before I forget, thank you for, and I wish I could kind of name and shame, because we do like giving credit on this channel. I can't remember who it was. There was 2 or 3 of them actually, who was referring to other readers who had also kind of predicted other things similar to what we were talking about yesterday as well. Thank you for that. That was really helpful, because I try not to, even though I want to watch what other people are doing. One of the rules that we did on the channel yonks ago, right at the beginning, was to say that I don't do that. So I try and keep in a bubble so that you can okay, Gigi as well as whoever has both predicted that, and they are separate. Obviously, I don't know if they watch us, but that's a rule of thumb we've put on this channel. Okay, so thank you for highlighting that from yesterday's reading. I really appreciated that. Anyway, so can we have an update on previous readings about Starmer resigning for the greatest good for all concerned? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. So, yeah, I was just going to mention that we are still in the zone of, because the reason why I mentioned it is that I plus others had brought to my attention that we had all agreed or predicted that kind of end of September, October, beginning of November was kind of like the downfall. And so that's why I was bringing it up. But I'm being distracted by, I can hear sawing going on in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. So there's going to be bashing and crashing coming. They're putting paneling up or something. I don't know what they're doing, right? There's a recession on, for goodness sake. They shouldn't be able to afford wood. How dare, what sort of money laundry type thing they're doing to be able to buy wood from Wicks? Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, let's find out what is the update on Starmer. Walking people. Missed that. I have missed that. Walking people. For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Right. So, cut and go. Ooh, that felt a bit. You know when you get a judder when someone's walked over your grave? Just got one of them. 8 of Wands. Quick movement, quick decisions, that kind of stuff. 3 of Wands, reviewing the situation. Oh dear. 2 of Wands, plotting, planning. There's a lot of Wands going on here. And as he keeps coming up as a slimy King of Wands. Justice. Oh, okay. Not that far off, mate. Not that far off. You can do this, Davidson. You can do it. It's all right. It's only a little bit more time. This feels like internal. This side feels like Labour Party in general kind of thing. I know there's the parliamentary Labour, and then there's Labour, and then there's unions and stuff like all these kind of people who like Excel spreadsheets and don't actually seem to do anything. But that's what they are. This feels like the cabinet Starmer, this side, quickly trying to make something happen to try and make it work, to try and get a win, whatever sort of thing. Did it work? No, it didn't. This feels like a kind of a loop, which we all know. Okay, this feels kind of like almost kind of back to start, try again, anything, something stick, please. It's that. Okay, so this is kind of external to them, and it's interesting because we always like looking at the pretty pictures that the squirrel with his nut, and just the one, he had an accident, and the justice card are both looking at them, the planks. What are you doing? What are you doing, lads? Okay, so Queen of Wands, again, Queen of Wands. This is not Starmer. We had that. I've done a few readings now, and personal private ones as well a little bit. So I'm sure Queen of Wands was up here on a previous reading. Maybe it was yesterday's reading, but it was like I even said then that's not Starmer. Walking purple. Could be Angela. Again, Ange, good old Ange. But this, whoever it is, notice how it's almost like orchestrating, trying to find this could be McSweeney as well. Somebody who's trying to, because I'm kind of getting bombarded with different energies about this person. I think what we should the only thing we should take away from this card at the moment, see how far it goes, is many chefs in the kitchen desperately trying to do something. Yeah, I think that's the only way. They're all trying to claim land, it feels like. They're all trying to do something to fix it. Notice, not stuttery Starmer. Okay, that's definite. Once again, the Beyond card came up. This is, for the new boys and girls, is when your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being are all in alignment. They think they're doing this for the greater good. Notice how it is kind of the progress, their ships coming in, how is it working, how is it doing with the Three of Wands. And the Two of Wands, is it what we stand for? Yeah, is this really what we stand for? Is this really kind of the labor movement? Is this really kind of that kind of thing? This feels like a more of like I said, like are they singing from the same hymn sheet kind of energy? Once again, not stuttery Starmer. The Unknown card, wow. Two massive energies. For the new boys, just very, very quickly, we have the how I read tarot is like the minor arcana, which are basically day-to-day movements. Yeah. Sometimes people, but overall kind of day-to-day where we're going, what we're doing, that kind of thing. Then we've got major arcana, which are kind of like the next chapter in the story, big shift, something moving, something doing. And then we've got the epic arcana, the 4 extra cards in this deck, which are huge shifts, like the start of a new volume of the book. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. The fact that we've got two back to back, both about kind of like spirituality, faith, what they follow. So the Unknown card, we know what's inside this egg, right? It's a chick. We don't have to smash it open and go, oh, look, there's a chick. Let's just put it all back together again so it can grow. It will come out when it is ready. Okay. So this is kind of the card of leaning into that faith, the faith it's going to work out, faith it's going to think. And notice we're here on the like labor side, even though the Beyond card is looking at the kind of, I don't know, the hymn sheet that we called it. And then they're kind of having faith in their principles. It's all going to work out, lads, kind of thing. The issue is, though, justice. Okay. So what I'm seeing very clearly here is that the internal and the external of the labor movement, right? So the external of the labor movement is like, you are finished, mate. You are done. We're plotting and planning. We're reviewing the situation. We're trying to reassess and restate almost like the foundations of the movement. We're trying to push these in. What you're doing is got nothing to do with us. Okay? Like broad strokes, but that's basically what that is there. Over here is desperation. Has that worked, lads? Has that worked, lads? Has that worked, lads? It's just anything, just to try and do something. So very clearly desperation. Now, obviously, this is the foundation of the reading. This is the snapshot of now. We're obviously going to do, for the new boys and girls, we're going to do some gossip in the middle, as I like to call it, and then we'll have an outcome. But at this present time, it is this, with the amount of major arcana, epic arcana, it's a matter of time, because this is desperation. This is principled. This is what we stand for. The energy, as the volumes, the chapters, this is huge. This is massive. I wouldn't be surprised if there weren't news stories of people actively plotting to get rid of stuttery Starmer right now. I don't know, but with this energy here, I like actively leaking to the media, we are working on this kind of thing. This is like inevitable kind of energy. Full card, taking a leap of faith, new beginnings. Devil. Wow. Wow. This here, the full card feels like, I'm just going to say it as an example. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it as an example. Yeah. This here feels very much like, okay, it was Rachel Reeves' fault. We're going to get rid of her New Beginnings. Yeah. Rocking people, that kind of thing. This is a major kind of reset, but it ain't going to work. I can tell you now, the baggage with that card, it's all for the wrong reasons. Let's put it that way. Okay. The devil card here on the, obviously wider. This feels very much like more crap hitting the fan. You know, it's like, if we're going to use the Rachel Reeves thing, right? And I don't necessarily believe, I still think that, as we predicted with her housing issues, that's what's going to finally get rid of her. But they're trying to, like, new start, new way forward, new things, blah, blah, blah. This here feels very much like ripping hair out. What on earth are you doing? Kind of energy. You know this doesn't work. You know, yeah? It's that kind of energy. This is despair more than evil. This is absolute kind of almost flipping the table out of outrage, kind of, what on earth is this numpty doing? The final card, Ace of Swords. Oh. Ace of Swords is truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, information, data. Yeah? This feels like, from this side, this feels like enough's enough. This is as an example, okay? Only just an example. It's just to help tell the story. This is telling the truth kind of things of how certain Ukrainian lads happen to know where he lived and what his old car looked like and that kind of malarkey. Yeah, it's that sort of, this feels like the dam bursting with truth bombs, stuff they've covered up previously, absolute kind of scandalous stuff, one after another after another. This lot kind of like, enough's enough. You are an absolute pleb. Here it comes. Okay. But it's triggered on this feels like schoolboy error. And as I said, the example of getting rid of the chancellor, he thinks he can stay. It's her fault. She's she wasn't good enough. She lied to me, blah, blah, blah. Excuse. But it's that kind of, the downfall happens. Overarching energy, Queen of Pentacles. Mumsy card, we call this. This feels very much like this lot finally taking responsibility of the mess they made. This feels as if we've tried it the proper way, we've tried it the other way, we've tried it the unofficial way, we've tried to help and support in this way and that way, we've tried to do every single thing possible to try and do it the professional way. Enough's enough. Truth bomb galore. Okay? That's what this feels like. Okay? Underlying energy, Ace of Cups. Oh no, this is them thinking that we stood up to the plate now, lads. It's only taken you like practically 2 years, but we've stood up now and we've taken responsibility. But here's our new proposal, here's our new way forward. We can still do this, lads. We can still be Labour. We can still, if we lean into our principles and the way it can be, blah blah blah. You can take that any way you want. right? It's the only problem. The problem is that we haven't got the right person leading. Walking people. That's the only thing. If we change the figureheads, it's going to be more palatable. It's that kind of energy. Yeah, with the Ace of Cups. It's that kind of mentality. It's if we spin it the right way, we can get out of this, lads, and we'll be all right. You can make your own judgment on that. I just couldn't. I'm not paid enough. So it's below my pay grade. It's above my pay grade even. There is in fact no pay grade. The pay grade is a lie. Anyway, let's get into some gossip. Let's get some behind the scenes stuff, and then we'll get into the outcome here. But this is massive. The fact that, and I know I'm shuffling and stuff like that. Notice, because I like to try and encourage others to take up tarot and to use their own natural. I'm not special. Yeah, I got a shortcut. Basically, I had my awakening when I, near death, blah blah blah, accident. We don't want to talk about it, but the fact that we've got two now major arcanas here. Do the maths, yeah? 2 major arcana, 2 epic arcana. The only thing that these numpties and muppets over here can do is one major arcana. That's all they can muster to try and get like anything on this. See what I'm saying? It's just inevitable. They're being outnumbered, quite literally, outpowered. Where the money, where the power truly lies, kind of energy. Okay, so let's have a look. Can we have some gossip here? Insights concerning this reading, please, for the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. So, I normally do YouTube stuff at this point when we're flapping. What I would, because I've also noticed this on some of the comments as well in the last couple of days, I would very much recommend, because we do these readings, because I think we haven't reminded for a while, the reading, like why. We do these readings so that you can become enlightened, okay, and words matter, yeah? To become enlightened is, one, knowledge. Knowledge is power, yeah? But also unburdened, okay? Quite literally enlightened, lighter weight, yeah? So the principle, the concept of these readings is so we can tap in, we can check in, we can do the thing, and then we can release it. We can quite literally return to sender. What I've noticed in some of the comments, and this is not a personal dig or anything like that, I'm trying to help, right? Is that some people have mentioned that one comment was that, thanks for this, I'm not going to sleep well tonight, and all that kind of stuff, which I know was jokey the way it was worded. But I just wanted to emphasize is that the way it was worded, hence why I'm flagging it, was you're taking this burden on. You're claiming it as your own. Nah. Okay? Nah. Technical term. This concept is to release it. Yeah? Return to sender. I reject this, yeah? Rejection, don't want it, send it back to sender. Don't want it. That's... If that plus... because it's never that easy, is it? That plus putting in, taking a time to ground yourself. It doesn't have to be like 20 minutes a day, all that kind of stuff. But taking time, a beat, a moment to ground yourself, to kind of, I don't know, what's the best way to describe it, as a kind of an entity, yeah? But to be actively kind of spiritual in your day-to-day, yeah? Over lunch, silently kind of taking a beat, taking a moment to cleanse, as it were, I suppose is kind of a patronizingly kind of way of putting it, but I hope I'm at least inspiring people to kind of like, okay, we can like while I'm driving, as an example, obviously when not at junctions and things, but while I'm driving, I'm not zoning out, as it were, but I am taking a moment to kind of check in. I'm taking a moment to kind of cleanse on the journey and like sometimes pray, sometimes sometimes in silence, sometimes with music, but I'm in control, don't get me wrong, but it's a time where we can, while we're alone, encapsulated quite literally, to take that beat, take that moment. People can't get you right now. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna, you see what I'm saying? And just have that clarity. And the final thing I will say, as I am waffling on, as this is kind of like just a reminder of spirituality and things, the best way, and there's reasons and all that kind of stuff, but that's advanced. Let's do the principle basic stuff, okay? To pray, you use your inner voice. You don't spout it out loud. You use your inner voice. Each word has a feeling, yeah? And so that's the best way to pray. The final thing is that you don't go like, "Oh, Father," I'm not having a go at Christians, I just can remember it off the top of my head. "Oh, Father, who art in heaven," yeah? That's a statement. That's not asking for, because it's all about consent, intent. Everything's balanced. Yeah, yin and yang, back and forth, left and right, blah, blah, blah. Consent, intent. So you're asking, I call upon my angels, archangels, guides, ascended master spirit, whatever you want to call on, yeah? To come in to help me with this thing, or to give me support right now, or blah, 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 whatever it may be at that time. But it's all about consent, intent. And it's not speech, it's feeling, okay? How do these things make you feel? Yeah, I know that some people with like focusing on a manifestation and stuff like that, some of these will kind of ring true, but it's not one rule for one rule for another. It's all it's the same rules apply for everything. Okay. So I hope those who were, I know, and like I said, I know you were joking in some respects, the way it was worded, and there was even smiley faces and all that malarkey, but I just wanted to do a quick kind of reset, a quick little kind of refresher, I suppose, to help you and your community and your wider family and blah, 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 by reasserting the rules of the game, yeah, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps. I hope that inspires you. I hope that kind of makes it easier for you, okay? Because sometimes, 9 times out of 10, when they're trying to sell it in a magazine, or there's some sort of kind of kickback or something, it's made to sound very complicated, as if they're the gatekeepers of this, yeah? And I want to clarify that it's not, you don't have to go through a gatekeeper necessarily, i.e. like same as kind of organized religions and things, to do this. If that helps you, to guide you, I don't judge. I don't care. The destination that matters for me, that all get to God, Spirit, Universe, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. That's my agenda. So I don't care if you do it by yourself through spirituality, or if you go through kind of organized religions, but either way, we're all trying to get to the destination. Okay. So, and what I've just spouted there is pretty much said in both spirituality and organized religions, just in a different way, because it's all the same. And I don't mean that in a patronizing way, because there's only one language to speak to God's spirit universe. Yeah, there's only one kind of. That's what I mean by that. Anyway, let's have a look at this. That was a waffle. I'm sorry, but I felt like that was necessary for especially some people who have kind of come on my horizon saying stuff. All right, so I hope that helps others as well. Eight of Wands. Let's have a look at this. Shadow Ruler. This is what I'm on about behind the scenes. This doesn't feel like the Queen of Wands here. Like I said earlier, it doesn't feel like just one person, but it does feel like multiple people trying to, almost like on a battle map, trying to take kind of ground, trying to claim their own stuff. Shadow Ruler. Three of Wands. There's evidence of this. They're reviewing it, how far we're doing, is it going well, that kind of stuff. Surveillance record, there's records of shenanigans, shall we say. Two of Wands. Lies, deception. So this plotting, planning, scheming is also based on lies and deception. Justice. Trying to help each other out. Yeah? So basically this side, this side, this deception here feels like, it's a double whammy. So basically they're like, okay, lies, deception, we've got some evidence that's coming in, that's going to be more leaks here and that kind of stuff. Like I said down here, truth bombs, there is evidence of shenanigans. So it's good that they're calling out their own side to the same standards they want to be held at, right? That's lovely. However, it's based upon their own lies and deception and manipulation and stuff like that. Does that make sense? So that they're both on shaky ground. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting here. It's because they feel like they're holier than thou when actually their crap stinks also, but in a different way. Does that make sense? It's that kind of Queen of Wands. Unexpected result. You know, and I'm not saying this is what's happening over here. I'm just helping to tell the story, especially the energy I've just got from that. You know, when you kind of like far off places, dictatorships, there's an overthrow kind of thing. The army comes in, and then suddenly the general is now the leader for temporary measures, but really it stays on for far too long. All that kind of stuff. It's that sort of coup that I'm getting there. It's that sort of overthrow there, and it's one of those situations where it's the least it's for them. They didn't see it coming because they're so busy chasing their tail, trying to get a win, trying to get results, trying to get something, that this is very much left field. This coup, this overthrow energy. Okay. The Beyond card, public burnout. I think that's more the public are just enough of this tick boxy kind of lefty kind of thing. I mean, I know that's broad strokes, but we know it, so it's fair enough. Nothing really needs to be said there because we're all living it. Unknown card. Oh. That doesn't feel good. That feels as if It's a leak, but it's something to do with. This is what I'm saying about they don't think their crap stinks. This leak then exposes it. I tell you what, this is, because it's very timely right now. This is kind of, and you can see it anywhere, to be honest with you. Just look at any kind of public place, or in America as well. It's very the same agenda. No, that's the wrong word. The same kind of actions happen. Okay, but we'll use the BBC as a perfect example. They don't think their crap stinks. Yeah. The only problem is, as an example, I know we're going back a few years, but go along with me. The only problem is Top Gear is not woke enough. Top Gear, we'll have a go. We're trying to get rid of Top Gear. Top Gear. They're the problem, blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I'm saying? We are holier than thou. Then recently, the Panorama, editing Trump's speech 40 minutes apart from different bits, putting it together to make it sound more outrageous than it actually was, or completely different to what he was saying, all that kind of stuff. That's the sort of thing here. And we're actually seeing it in real time right now, that all of a sudden the BBC, what Pinky, are going, oh, we won't say anything about this. Oh, it's just, we don't respond to leaks, but we do respond to feedback, I think was the last kind of statement they released. We'll look into it, but blah, blah, blah. But it's, there is, and I use this term very loosely because it's about ideology. Yeah. So it's like they're as corrupt as ideologically as what they say these people were. Do you see what I'm saying? So Top Gear, oh, they're the problem. They're the issue. We need to get rid of them in any way, which way, form, because we're holier than thou. We're the BBC, what. Do you see what I'm saying? And then all of it, now we've got rid of them. They're the problem. Now we can do Doctor Who as woke as possible, and wonder why the Disney deal doesn't falls through. Oh, we can do this, that, and the other, and that's never worked, and that doesn't work, and strange things are happening at Strictly Come Dancing, even though I'm not interested in it at all. But it just seems very odd why everyone's now leaving very quickly at the same time, as if it's some sort of sinking ship. Blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I'm saying? But, oh, no, we're holier than that. It's other people. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah? And then suddenly there's evidence. Here with the cyber attack, there's evidence that they are as bad as each other. What they've been saying, I quite literally said this the other day. Whatever they say is happening, these are the problem, they're doing themselves. And now there's evidence this side as well. So there is going to be, at some point, it could be a PDF, it could be an email collection, it could be anything, but there'll be evidence clearly that while they're trying to blame, it's these random nasty people over here, these are the bad people, when actual fact they're as bad as each other and may even be worse. But there is some sort of fact, truth, that they weren't expecting here, which makes me feel that this here, the Ace of Swords that we were talking about, these truth bombs, is all actually, it does make sense about the devil actually, this kind of worry, this kind of concern, is almost like a distraction to protect themselves. This is the problem, when actual fact, you're all as bad as each other. Yeah? Does that make sense? I hope so. Full card. Uprooted, taken out. We told you at some point, me and my multiple personalities, told you, someone's going to get the chop, right? Oh, it's, we'll get rid of Reeves, throw her under the bus. It was her fault. This, that, and the other. Blah, blah, blah. New beginnings, new start, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? But it's not good enough. It's not enough. It's not. Anyone who has functioning senses can tell it's everyone. Yeah? But they're so wrapped up in this, they think, if we'll have blame game, that person. Okay? Devil. Duties, keep quiet. This is what I'm saying here about trying to keep the house in order, blame game. Yeah. We've got to keep the project going. We can throw this lot under the bus. It's their fault. They're rogue. Yeah. We'll our crap don't stink. Ace of Swords, rescue. It's the only way out to make these people the rogue ones. Overarching energy, banking, currency. Underlying it all for money. This feels very much like the ticking time bomb that we all know. This is massive. So the money don't work, the loans don't work, this, that, and the other don't work. Banking and currency, the loans stop, but we need the money. It's the rogue people will do it right this time. It's that kind of thing, but it's just too little, too late. This is just the ongoing saga of too little, too late. I'm going to have a slurp of coffee. I'm so thirsty. So I hope everybody is doing the synchronized Slurpee of coffee now. It could be tea. I don't judge that much. But I hope you know. Oh, that's better. That's very lovely. Very nice. And so to the outcome. But yeah, this feels very much. I've just realised it's 6 of Cups there. You know, they can't go back to what they went for. What have we got this side? Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Excuse me. I'm just having my own little moment. But yeah, this is huge. This is. Do I? This has got to. Do I say it on the record or not? This is bigger than, the whole certain type of gangs in certain councils. It's bigger than we know. This is like next level type thing. Anyway, this is, yeah. Because I've always found it fascinating, purely as as much as possible fascinating, slightly angering as well, but I try and release that. How even though we know, everybody knows that a majority of certain type of gangs, as well as other things, have been going on in majority Labour councils, that it's almost like water off a duck's back that somehow these people haven't been kind of thrown under the bus as well. Do you know what I'm saying? The connection doesn't seem to have been made that if you get, because it's been thrown over here, it's like, where's the inquiry? Where is that? Do you see what I'm saying? And they're wasting time. What now? It's been 11 months since the call for national inquiry. First time, yeah? Properly. And yet we're still no further forward. Do you see what I'm saying? This feels like it's got something. The dots are finally drawn, if you get me. It's that sort of. It's that heavy, at least. It's that sort of. Anyway, let's have a outcome for this reading, please. Davidson is desperate to know. He's like, get on with it, as if he's God from Monty Python. Holy crap, get on with it. Let's get on with it. For the greatest good. But there is so much here. I have to say, this is the first time that this public burnout thing is actually the public. It's the first time that this card has definitely been like you and me looking into it. and not someone kind of burn out, kind of leaving public office, which is normally the traditional way that card goes. I'm just... Right. Here we go, lads and lasses. Here we go. Right. Reviewing the situation. Yeah, we're back to that again. Okay. Queen of Cups. For some reason that feels more like the Queen of Wands that we had down here. Kind of almost... Oh, it's almost like a facade, like a mask. That's the new offer. Could be Ange, but it's like, here we go. We're gonna go a different way here. Ace of Wands. The Devil. Again. Wow. This Ace of Wands here is obviously like we said, the main Labour Party, blah, blah, blah. Passionate. Oh, okay. Okay. We're all behind her now. Oh, we're going to do this. It's going to be great. This is the new way forward. But this is out of desperation again. Going back to the keeping quiet, moving, ignore the falling apart, the sinking ship, let's ignore it, it's fake. Oh, it's someone new now, we're going to go with her, she's brilliant, yay, that kind of thing, yeah? Oh, because she's a working person, oh yeah, she'll get away with anything, kind of thing. Chariot. This feels more like a determination. Feels like a doubling down. Trying to keep control of the reins, determined to keep on moving forward. Hawk Lady. Oh, we haven't seen her in a little while. This is the Garden of Eden. Yeah? This is the Garden of Eden. Hold on. We'll get back. I need to get to this card here. There is something... Okay. The Ace of Swords has moved up, trapping them in. So whatever's released here to distract from over here is blocking that. They're determined to move forward, but they can't. They're blocked. These are rogue people. Bearing in mind, these all endorsed these all funded these all kind of wanted the same thing, and now suddenly they're not one of us. Nine of Pentacles. Oh, no, I need to come back here. Nine of Pentacles is very much the vision of, and this is going to sound pompous and profound, but the vision of what the country wants for itself. Okay, so it's you and me kind of get out of our lives, keep us safe, just get out of our lives, get out of our way, get out of all this legislation and constant taxing and all this kind of stuff. You're the one encroaching too much. Go away kind of energy. This is the vision. Okay. But that's collectively. Right? That's everybody. I just wanted to mention that because obviously in the elite members side, we had a similar reading yesterday. This is the big game plan, broad strokes. The one that we were talking yesterday about was your family, kind of localized, if you get me. All right. So it's definitely different. Two of Cups, going back on this. Two of Cups is strange bedfellows. Very strange. Desperation bedfellows. This is what we were talking about yesterday. You remember if it was the Two of Cups and then another, was it the Page of Cups as well? So there's three kind of coalition-y type malarkey. This is the building of this. This could be, I think this is more likely to be Lib Dems. Building bridges between the two. Because there's no real difference between them. Let's be honest. Right. of any of them, really, because they're all part of the, you know. Anyway, because I was just going to go through a rant of, like, once again, there's no such thing as left and right, but it's progressive, more lockdown, more control, more of what we've already got. And then there's, like, obviously anarchist craziness, that, you know, no rule of law, absolute crazy nutters, kind of like madness, kind of Mad Maxy, but on extreme level, you know. And like I said, I'm about there. From there, I'm about there, where it's like small business, small government, small, localized freedoms, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Which is basically Age of Aquarius, which we're basically in now, right? So, the fact that we've got the Ace of Swords that's moved up here to block this determination, I also had desperation of getting away from, ain't going to work. They're blocked by their own side. Then we've got Lovers, choice. Got to make a choice. So we've got the partnerships, we've got to make a choice. And this feels like, it feels like there's, these two are the one in the middle. So after the bridge has been built, now it's like, where do we go from here? Because 99.9% of the stuff they all agree with. Right? It's just the little bits to try and get this back on track. And the final one here, Emperor. Ooh. Oh, this is someone putting their foot down. This is, I may need to get Dinky Deck out of that. Three of Pentacles forming the foundations over here. Yes, right. Underlying energy, Page of Swords. Notice that this is, it's almost as if they're, you know, the term kite flying this year is everywhere. This is that kind of thing with these people over here. What the feedback is to make the choice, to build the foundations, to keep reform out, basically, to keep everything, nothing, okay. Nothing is wrong for these people, right? Let's be absolutely blunt about it. They don't care what's going on right now. They want more of it. Hence, progression. Progressives want more control, want more of your money, want more. So, that's why I don't like them. I don't know if you noticed that. If you do, you boo, but I don't like them because I don't need them in my life. Thank you very much. So, this is kind of fiction in a sense that there is a difference between them. Them and Greens, they've gone to an extreme level, but it's like all the same. Yeah, they're all, the basic foundations is that they want more. This Emperor here feels like this, it feels some sort of legalese. It's more, it's coming across more of like a judge than a Farage, for example, or a Charlie Boy, or just, do you know what I mean? It's like, it feels kind of let's get the Dinky Deck before we go. And I'm probably going to, oh, we've got Cartoon Clarity that wants to come out down the side as well, so we'll do that. But this feels like, it's almost like this Emperor is pushing more the Ace of Swords. But it's not an individual as such. So let me just, can we clarify the Emperor, please? I'm going to cut and three. Cut. And Queen of Cups. Holding on. Security blanket. Burdened. Overarching energy. High Priestess. Underlying energy. The Knight of Swords. With the high priestess, normally it's the hermit with the rules and the regulations and that kind of stuff. And the high priestess is more of a spiritual side, balanced, yeah, grounded, that kind of thing that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. But for some reason, I was getting more rules and regulation, law and order, that kind of stuff. With the Knight of... They can't get away from... They're trying to get some sort... Is this... It's journalists. There is some... This emperor is pushing this narrative. It's like, no, you answer these questions. There is some sort of strange bedfellows here because they are absolutely burdened by the truth that keeps rushing in. And we've got the Ace of Swords here, which is obviously, this is the docket over here that was released, whatever that may be. Answer these questions and they won't. And we want the truth, yeah? Keep pushing for the truth. The High Priestess, like I said, is feeling more Hierophant, which is very odd. But... And then they're burdened. The Queen of Cups over here is burdened. They can't get away with it. They can't get stability. They want stability, but they can't get it. I really don't think Farage is... I think he's a bit too late to when he predicted yesterday that he thinks 2027. Because this is lame duck kind of territory. This is, no, you answer the questions. You answer to us kind of energy. So let's have a cartoon clarity down the side here, please. Can we cartoon clarity? Ooh. Go away. For some reason, there's a gnat that's come from nowhere. It's the middle of November. You're not supposed to be around. Go away. Sorry about that. I do apologize. Right, anyway, so... It was so small that I thought it was a like fluff off my jumper. But it wasn't. It was a cheeky little sausage. That's what that was. So, cartoon clarity. Can we clarify this before we go? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. Devil. Friendship. The partnership here. Yes. We're all on the same side, lads. Failure. Yeah. Lovers. Evidence. There is something here. Not only is it, remember, there's two sources of data here. There's the stuff that the Ace of Swords that these lot have released to try and get rid of these rogue people, right? But we've also got the evidence of shenanigans that whatever this is, the cyber attack thing. So we've got the evidence, even though they're making decisions about this partnership, they're all failing. They need to build bridges together. Right, so it all makes sense. All satisfaction with sweet dreams. So this is going back to the burdens, the baggage, becoming enlightened, like we were saying before. Oh, we've got death underneath, by the way. Right. I don't normally sneak a look, but it's just the way I was holding it. The sweet dreams here, okay, is what we were saying earlier, that reminder about becoming enlightened. It's not our problem. It's not our baggage. It's not don't claim it as yours. Push it back to who owns it. This lot. Yeah? Same with down here. This emperor, like I say, it feels more like journalists actually finally doing their bloody job. About bloody time. This kind of, and the sweet dreams and the satisfaction primarily is like, we will not let you get out of this anymore. We've got this leak over here. You've got strange bedfellows making choices even though you know the evidence is true. You've tried to smear, basically, even though you agree with them, Ace of Swords to get rid of these rogue people, and we're not letting that go. It's moved up to block this determination to keep the project going. And so basically, surrounding us in the middle, you and me, is this whole tomfoolery, the house of cards falling down with the death. Underlying dictatorship, puppet. Muppet. controlled puppet. Yeah, it's as this, and just to finish it off, because like I said, some people asked me to bring it for months now. As just a clarity again, for months now we've been talking about how since November last year, Pluto is now in Aquarius for the next 20 odd years, which basically we've gone from big business, big pharma, big governments, big centralized controls. We're now moving into and are now in for the next 20 odd years, small business, small governments, small control measures, back to how things used to be to some extent. Freedoms, personal growth, kind of flexibility, that kind of thing. It's a whole reset. The last time this happened was 250 years ago, basically. And, American Revolution, it's the Constitution. Strange how the Constitution is now being mentioned here in Britain. Do you see it? History repeating itself. It's that kind of energy. Enough is enough. Too much control. Now, it's a finite window. Like I said, it's about 20 years. Now, we're now in this age, as it were. Not the age of Aquarius, but Pluto in Aquarius. And so that's why the people who are trying to keep control are throwing their toys out the pram, kicking and screaming, yelling and blaming, kind of smearmongering and all that kind of stuff. We're seeing it in real time because they're losing control. They're losing, energetically, they're not in power quite literally anymore, and that's now going to reflect in the real world. So all this is going on, and it also going back to a reading that I did a couple of weeks ago, which is all about, it's not just the figureheads anymore. It's the civil servants that allowed it to happen. It's the support network. It's all these people are now being thrown on a heap. They're all being removed because it's not just the head of the snake. It's the organization behind it as well. This is what's happening. Okay. So yes, it's a bit of a scary squeaky bum time. However, there is light, genuinely, figuratively coming. We're heading in the right direction. We're in a transition period of the people who want to keep control, who clearly are just compensating for something, a desperation kind of holding on tight, four of Pentacles, when their time has been and gone, and we're moving into a new chapter, a new way forward. Okay. So I hope that kind of allows you to breathe a bit more and just chill out a little bit more. I'm not that in a patronizing way. It just mean literally kind of, it's not my burden. It's not my problem. It's their problem. You caused this. You've dealt with this. You deal with it. Yeah. Push it back. Do not claim it. And that's what's happening when people don't even realize they're doing it as well in the country. They're palming it back. Enough is enough. We're sending it to, return to sender. People are not doing it without even realizing they're doing it. Yeah? That's how profound this moment is right now. So you've got this. Just you've got this. Hold on tight. It'll be all right in the end. Okay? So I think we're gonna leave it for now. I think this is officially the longest reading I've ever done. So if you enjoyed this reading, I know it was in depth, I know it was crazy and all that stuff, please thumb me like. It generally helps out the channel. Also, when you like, it unlocks hype. If you want to hype, please do. It generally helps out amazingly as well. If you're new here, please subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell and all that jazz. Become part of the greatest good village, because it takes a village to support everybody. That is what we do. Comment down below if you've been reading along, if you specifically know who this Queen of Cups is, who morphs from the Queen of Wands. Okay, that's the biggest issue I've got right now. I think that's Angela trying to like a mask on, we could do this, but it's just a crap offer, right? But there you go. Yeah, And also that's where you can suggest future readings as well. Just a reminder as well that I'm going on a weekend break in a week's time, and then we're going to visit family back to back. All right, so I will be gone for a little bit, just to take a break and all that jazz. And I'm trying to record readings to release while I'm away as well. So there'll be things and stuff and malarkey. However, until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again. Take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.